Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of the Donkcast, and lots to talk about today. There's a new Pokemon set coming out. We've got pre-release stuff to talk about, a bad addition to the ban list, and we've got scary new GX cards. But before we get into that, how is everybody doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. We've got Jacob and Ian here today, and we've also got a special guest making his debut on the podcast. We've got Sven. Say hello, everybody, Sven.
Ahoy, hoy.
Sven is our organizer down at Settlers and has been, I don't know, involved with the group for as long as we've been together. So yeah,
making
good
sure
to have
you
you,
guys
Sven.
get your promos and make sure you guys have got events to do. So
Yeah, he's the man responsible for the Lost March incident.
The Lost March. Oh dear. Tell the people about the Lost March incident.
Well, it was a night we all played Lost March.
It was,
It was
wasn't
like
it?
4 of 8 people or something like that were playing Lost March.
And unbeknownst to you guys, the tournament was actually called Donk March. Because we were all going to play Lost March.
that
Amazing.
was
That's awesome.
a salty night that night.
Yeah, we all took it home that night. It was worth it. Yeah. What have you guys been up to this week?
Pre-release.
Pre-release was awesome. That is literally like, I finally managed to sort my cards from pre-release today. I was
Same.
like, it's taken me this long, and I discovered I don't have a playset of anything.
I've got some stuff I can hook you up.
Good. I did bad at pre-release. I did bad.
Yeah, I did bad too.
Well, you didn't
What
do
about you,
that
Jacob?
bad.
What you been up?
No, I did great.
Oh yeah, you did. But tell the people what you pulled at pre-release, Ian.
So Rainbow Gengar Mimikyu, half art Snorlax EV, Rainbow Snorlax EV, 2 Shaman Prisms, about 12 Pokemon Communication.
Oh my god.
I've got regular Zapdos, 2 pre-release Zapdos, a pre-release Jirachi. Yeah, I think I did pretty well. I'm not
I think
complaining.
you did all right. Yeah.
You did better at the
And
races
how-
than I did.
Yep. Haha.
Oh, that-
The tables have
that's-
turned.
Literally the first time that has ever been said.
I
Oh, what about yourself, Jacob? What did you get? I didn't actually see you much at pre-release.
No, I know. To be fair, I didn't get much at all on the Saturday. Out my packs. I got the half art Gengar Mimikyu at the end of the day in the prize packs, and that was it. And then on Sunday I got the gold Pokemon Communication in my packs. And what's the dark Prism trainer stadium?
Black
card?
Market Prism.
I got that in my packs during the day, but I didn't use it. And then in my prize packs, I got the other Stadium Prism.
Wonder Labyrinth.
Yes, that. And full art Gengar Mimikyu.
Oh, I've got an apology to hand to you guys. By the way, that is the secret art, full art Mimikyu Gengar thing.
Really?
Just as I remember, yeah, there's 4 different arts of Gengar Mimikyu, and I think that's it. I think it's just Gengar Mimikyu. Oh no, the Latias one as well.
Yeah, okay.
There's 4 different arts in the actual set, and the rest have 3, but they have like an additional art in promo boxes, and there's
Okay.
like promo boxes coming for there's promo tins coming for 3 of the other ones. 3, 2?
I think the first
3.
10 is Celebrate and Venusaur. I think that's
Yes.
the first 10 to come out.
Yeah,
See,
the new
it's-
tins look awesome as
It's
well.
weird though, because the number at the bottom of the card isn't a secret number. So
No, it's not a secret rare. I think they're calling it alternative full art.
right, okay.
I think that's how so we have full art, alternative full art, regular art, and rainbow rare of everything
Right, okay. Well, I got the
Which is kinda
alternative
crazy.
full art then.
Yeah.
Gengar
You did,
Mimikyu.
and it's such a beautiful card.
Yeah, the art on
Really,
it's
really nice card.
really cool.
See, it's not just the art that's cool; it's the way they've done the ridges on it as well. Like it's so different to what we're used to.
Yeah, it looks super cool.
Yeah.
It reminds
art-
me
the
of
art-
the Mewtwo GX.
Yes,
from
the tube one.
Shining Legends.
Yeah,
The one that's in the tank.
Oh,
Reminds me
yeah,
of that one.
yeah. Mewtwo. Yeah, that is genuinely one of my favorite cards. I think it's absolutely beautiful. But the arts they're doing for these tag teams are absolutely insanely cool. The ones that are coming out in the tins, I think, are genuinely like across the board my favorite. Especially the Pikachu Zekrom one, I'm choking to get that one.
Yeah.
I'd rather wait until the end of March for that tin to come out and get it then.
Yeah.
And I'm more than happy to wait. I'll just play some bad decks until that thing comes out because I think it's going to be one of the better decks in the format, and I'm looking forward to playing it. But I'll happily wait.
Well, it ran through us at pre-release, didn't it? So
it didn't have for the. I want to say third time, but it might have happened more than that. 3 members of Donk have been beaten in pre-release by a player coming to pre-release for the first time.
You're not supposed to say that out loud.
I think the streak is not dead. It happened the last one. Dickie ran through the lot of us. I think it was the 3 of us that are here.
Yep.
Or was it Al as well?
No, it was us 3.
And then there was Lynn beat all 3 of us one day as well.
Yep.
Yeah, she did it the pre-release before, was it not? Or
I think it was.
It might have been before or the one before that, but I think it's happened only 3 times. We would have to really look back the record books, but I'm pretty sure it's happened 3 times, definitely. And yeah, Andrew this time has destroyed us with Pikachu Zekrom, which was just awful. I took a game off of him. I managed to beat the Pikachu
I took a game off
by
him too.
poisoning it and confusing it repeatedly, and that was all I managed to do.
He prized it when I beat him.
But yeah, my pre-release didn't go as well as these guys. I got the first day, right? So the first day I didn't get a single white code in 7 packs. However, I did pull the Charizard as my pre-release promo, and I did get quite a few playables.
Can I just ask, the seeded pack that was inside, I saw that a couple of people had Cynthias. Did everyone get a Cynthia?
Yeah.
I don't think everyone got a Cynthia. I didn't get one in my day 1 deck.
No, not everybody got one, because out the 3 boxes I got, I only got the 1, which was on the Sunday. But the 2 that I had on Saturday.
The Cynthia
was definitely a very common one.
The Cynthia that was in there, it's the original Cynthia print, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that card getting reprinted, or did I mishear that somewhere?
Right. I think that's my fault, because the Pokebeach list had all the cards that should have been in the set, and it included a reprinted Cynthia, a reprinted Guzma, and a reprinted Choice Band.
Right.
Yeah,
and they've all been promos from... Yeah, but there was also a reprinted... The Guzma and the Choice Band, I'm not sure about the Cynthia, but they both had like alternative art holo rares.
Yep.
And they just didn't show up in the set for whatever reason. There was a Choice Band that got released. I think it was in Brazil Internationals.
Yeah, the promo.
That was like their place promo. And everyone pretty much thought that it was coming out in this set, but it just didn't appear. So whether we maybe see that in maybe the Detective Pikachu mini set that's coming out or the next set, I'm not sure. Either that or they might just keep it a promo forever. I don't know.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I think that was my fault, because I got quite excited when I seen the alternative art ones, and I was like, that is really cool.
Like,
so, yeah.
Cynthia doesn't need a reprint. Choice Band
will.
Yeah. Choice Band's only been printed the once.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Guzma's only been printed the once, so that might need a reprint depending on the rotation.
Yeah, I would like to see both of them getting reprinted, to be honest. I don't think...
Yeah, you don't want to
I'm
lose
not
them.
tired of seeing either of them.
No.
And I don't want Lysander to come back. I think Guzma's a better version of Lysander. I think it's both more balanced and more playable, because then you also get the switching aspect of it. But I also think it's a more balanced version of Lysander, because you have to actually like anticipate the switch almost. Do you know what I mean? It makes things a little bit more interesting than just Lysander for a game.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Guzma's a better card. I'd rather play Guzma.
I enjoy it more. But yeah, and then Choice Band as well. We literally can't get rid of Choice Band. It's too integral in knocking out GXs, unless we get something like Master Choice Band that does plus 40 to GXs. I don't know, but like, yeah.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I think I got cut off earlier. I don't know what you actually heard of what I got at pre-release, but it wasn't very much. The day one I did, like, I didn't get a single white code. I did get the Charizard pack promo thing, so it's the stamped promo Charizard, which pays for pre-release straight away. So I guess you can count that as a pull. And then what did I get? I got a reverse Jirachi, which is pretty cool. I got reverse Kabutops, which Ian has now.
Yep.
I can't remember what else I got on day one. I got a regular Charizard as well, like a non-holo regular Charizard. So I did well kind of money-wise, but like not anything cool and shiny and big GXy stuff. And then day two, I got a Hoopa GX, and I was like, this is all I'm going to pull, isn't it? This is, I suppose it's slightly better than day one. But then my prize packs, I pulled the EV Snorlax regular art, and I was pretty happy with that. I've got a couple of Gyarados. I've got 2 Gyarados now. So I can play that big Mimi, like 30 energy Gyarados deck now, if I just get another couple of them. I did some trades as well. Got one of the Shaman Prisms that Ian pulled. I got that. I have one of each of the pre-release promos, which I'm ecstatic about. And I got a Tapu Koko Prism as well off a trade. So happy with all that stuff. I'm happy with my pre-release. Just, I mean, I could have pulled something shiny, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, pre-release is awesome though, and for like I always try and drive this point home anytime we talk about pre-release. If you've never been to pre-release before, go. You are honestly missing out by just not being there. It's always a good laugh. You're on the exact same player level as everyone in the room. If you have a general knowledge of the game, it's much better to just start with pre-release. It's so much fun.
Yeah,
unless you're at
sealed events also, like you said, bring that level playing field, and no one really knows what's going to happen in the tournament.
No, they don't. And well, we just had the last pre-release we went there. The guy that won the whole thing was a first-time physical player. Our physical player in the room with us. I think he played with his brother a couple of times before, and that was literally it. He was playing with like World Championships decks with his brother. That's literally the only time he's ever played before. So it was his first time in the store and first time playing with a group of people, and he won the whole thing by just pulling a Pikachu Zekrom and playing reasonably well. Do you know what I mean? That's really all you need to do.
Pretty much it.
But it's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like getting the new people in, it's always the best place to start, and it gives people who maybe don't have access to as wide a card pool or whatever. It's just that kind of chance to play in a more level playing field, as you said.
I also think it's a great way to just get in the door. Like,
just get to know people and have a laugh.
You get to know people, and then you'll find out when regular events happen. You have now got, like, it might be a 40 card pre-release deck, but then that deck could evolve into a 60 card regular deck. Do you know what I mean? Like, you build on it, you meet a lot of people, like you say, they'll help you out. The people that you meet, I'm guaranteeing someone will help you out. It's always so much fun. Yeah, so pre-release is still happening next weekend. For, I'm guessing, quite a lot of stores. Check with your locals and see what you think. But yeah.
So from your perspective, Sven, do you enjoy running pre-release more or less than, say, a League Cup or just leagues on a Thursday? What do you find?
So with the pre-release, there's always kind of this prep that I have to do before it, because a lot of these are cards that no one have seen, so a lot of people are going to ask questions. So I need to be up on my sort of rules, make sure everything runs fine. With the league cups and the league challenges, people generally know what they're doing, so it's more of a just play style that I need to make sure everything's doing, like making sure people have got prize cards down and that kind of stuff. Make sure they're not shuffling their discard into their deck, which has happened so many times. But with pre-release, it's a lot more relaxed, a lot more laid back. And even if you do make mistakes, it's totally fine because everyone's there to learn.
Yeah.
Even the judges, because they don't know what's in the set.
So, do you like bone up the night before and read the whole set list and try and get an idea of what you're going to hear?
Bated breath when Poke Beach update their unofficial list of cards for me to read.
Do you know, I never even considered that. Like that you would have to have that knowledge. I suppose because whenever a new card's released, we automatically go, "You seen this card?
Yeah.
That's good." So we don't know every card in the set, obviously, but we know the majority of them kind of going in. You know what you want to pull and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
but
the hardcore players, they know what cards they want. They know what cards are. You want the Pikachu Zekrom, you know exactly what it does. But you've got the new players who I need to make sure they're playing the game okay and make sure that they understand the new cards, because a lot of people like Jacob, for instance, like to keep it a surprise for when they actually open up the cards and be like, wow, this card really does this. So yeah, just keeping up on that, making sure that the event runs smoothly. And of course that happens with the league challenges as well. But it's two different mindsets, and I think the pre-release is a lot more laid back.
Cool.
Awesome. I'm also wondering, for everyone here, MVP of pre-release, who was it? because there's always a card that it did really well at pre-release, but it's not really a thing.
Well,
now obviously, like something like a Pikachu Zekrom, it's busted. We all know it's busted, and it wins like crazy tournaments. But like, I mean, the regular rare that just happened to be amazing. What was it for you guys?
This is a wee bit of a tough one because on day one I went 3-0, and on day two I went 2-1. But the reason that I went 3-0 was due in no small part to Ninetales. But that is potentially a playable card in this set. So like discard, its ability is discard 2 fire energy, Lysander. So in a limited format with no Guzma, no Lysander, there wasn't even things like escape rope running. Having any form of gusting effect was just absolutely broken. So like I think of the whatever it would have been 6 games that I won, I think I must have Ninetales for game at least 5 of them.
What about you, Jacob? Who was your MVP?
Everyone talking about was Genghis Khan.
Genghis
Khan, yeah.
That's a good one.
I remember someone pulled it and they were just like, "Nope, I'm leaving. You guys are done."
the Kangaskhan was hilarious. It is bad Alolan Vulpix. For 1 energy, not a free energy cost, but for 1 energy, you get to search your deck for 2 evolution Pokemon. So not even any Pokemon. Like Alolan Vulpix just does what Kangaskhan does 9 times better. But hey, I watched. I'll take that Kangaskhan, attack twice with it, and suddenly like every evolution was on his board, and I was just like, what has just happened? This is pre-release. It's meant to be slower than this. So yeah, Kangaskhan's a very good one. What were you, Jacob? What was your...
For me, both days it was a combination. I know we said about Nidoqueen on when we spoke last week.
Yeah, we did.
I ended up pulling 3 packs of Nidoqueen. So yeah, I've always got my play set. But the combination of that with Pokemon communication, and then using both the Zeb Striker and Muck was insane. Or even the Steel one, the one for 1 energy if it's got no damage.
That sharp.
Yes. So see,
that sharp was really
he was good.
See the combination and using that ability to just search for Pokemon or Pokemon communication, whatever. Like the combo of doing that every turn was really, really good.
Yeah.
For me personally, anyway.
Fair enough. For me, it was gotta be Rapidash. The amount of games that for me came down to rolling heads on agility was unbelievable. It was literally the only way I was getting anywhere in games was just do 60 damage and roll heads on agility. That was all I could do. Muck was really, really good. I think Jacob mentioned that. Zeb Striker was awesome. I really liked him. Evolve for 2 energy and then you do 120 damage. It was really, really nice. But you only do it that turn, and then next turn you would attach a 3rd energy and do 100 damage with Head Bolt. So that was really cool. I liked that card, but yeah, definitely my Rapidash, man. 60 damage, flip a coin if heads you're immune for the next turn.
Day one, it
Loved
was
it.
Bisharp Rapidash I was playing, and
Yeah.
it was great, man. They're both great, especially when you hit turn one
the
Jasmine.
Option to burn. The option to burn, the option to retreat for 1, the 100 HP, all of it was really, really nice numbers. There was like, you tended to live a hit and then maybe be immune and then get a burn off and then retreat. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was really good.
It makes me really sad that, like, I'll never play Rapidash again. You know what I mean?
No,
like
this happens every pre-release.
It does. Like, Bisharp might see a small amount of play somewhere.
Definitely, I could see
like
that. I could see that.
Zeb Striker, yeah, I think that's really quite good. That could see some play.
Yep, especially with like Cocoa Prism Starter
Yeah,
that can power it up really quickly.
Definitely, like Muck even's possible if you want to go down like a poison route, but just like Rapidash is just like it's 2 fire energy, it's 60 damage. Okay, you put Victini down, but even at that, you're not really going to do enough. You're still 4-shotting a Zoroark and things like that. You know what I mean? It's just a
of course.
shame.
So jumping into the news of the week, we have some pretty interesting news coming from the Pokemon Company International, and there's been ban list updates for expanded only, which did actually kind of miff me, I must admit. I was really hoping to see some bans for standard to kind of nerf the stall archetype that we've seen a lot, especially with stuff like Wailord Magikarp coming out with the Brawny pads or whatever it's called, that is basically to make a 350 HP basic on the field that is just going to sit there and be healed every turn. I was really hoping to see a ban like Lusamine, or basically Lusamine was the big one for me. I was hoping to see disappear, or even an errata that said you couldn't get Lusamine from Lusamine.
Yeah, see, I think that was the key thing there. Like
something along those lines.
About that.
Yeah, Wassy did do a very good video on that, and it was. I would just like to see something happen with a stall archetype, because I feel as if it really is detrimental to the game. I think it's really boring to play against. I think it's I don't think it's a fun deck to play. Like any of the stall archetypes that we have right now, I think are really, really dull.
I hate to break it to you, but it's going to get a hell of a lot worse come the next set.
It is. There's a lot of cards coming out that are busting steel types wide open. There's just silly amounts of cards. But my own personal preference aside, Pokemon Company did ban 2 cards in Expanded, and that was Unknown Damage and Maxie's Hidden Ball Trick. The reason for Unknown Damage was because there's essentially a deck that can be made where you infinitely can get damage counters onto the board, and it can be done as early as turn 2 of the game, which is not fair. And basically you would rack up the damage counters as fast as you can or get the whole system set up, and then you're just racking up damage counters for the rest of the game until you win, which isn't fun for anyone and creates a state where you basically are playing the game yourself. And then Max's Hidden Ball Trick received a ban thanks to Omastar from Team Up. Now, what I thought was really, really strange about that is they banned Max's Hidden Ball Trick and not Omastar.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen Archeops be banned for the exact same reason that this Omastar's been banned, in that it prevents your opponent from really setting up the game at all. And like, because it can be, Maxie can get out the fighting type stage 2, turn 1 of the game, and really hinder your Pokemon, or hinder your opponent's Pokemon from actually setting up. So the Archeops forgive me if I'm wrong, it stopped evolution. Is that right?
Yeah, you couldn't evolve from hand, I think.
And then
So each player
Omastar from
dealt the
Team Up.
cards, Pokemon cards from his or her hand to evolve their Pokemon. Is the ability on
Yeah.
Archeops.
Yeah.
Archeops, and then the Omastar from Team Up basically was item lock. Is that right?
Yeah, if you have fewer Pokemon on the bench than your opponent, they can't play items. And Kabutops in the active prevents support.
Yeah. So really, really strange bans for me. I don't agree with the Maxie's ball trick ban simply because I think it hinders a lot of setup for anti-Zoroark stuff. Mainly Gallade. Gallade was tricked out a lot with Maxie to basically be a counter for Zoroark. It was for a double colorless energy. If you play a supporter for card for the turn, you do something like 130 damage, and then it had that really nice ability Premonition that allowed you to kind of search through the top 5 cards of your deck and rearrange them. So it was a really nice card to just trick out. It knocks out Zoroark for DCE, which was really, really nice. And yep, now we can't do that. So Zoroark becomes even more of a problem in Expanded, which if we look at the Dallas Regionals, which we're not going to go into because it's Expanded, the top 8 decks feature Zoroark 6 times, which for me is a bit much. Garbodor is featured 4 times, Gliscopod twice, and yeah, the rest is there's a Drampa, a Seismitoad, and an Archie's Blastoise in there. That is literally the whole top 8.
There seems to be a lot of hate online for Expanded right now. I don't play it. I know none of us play it really, so it's not something that I can comment on personally, but just from places like Verbank and stuff like that, people who do play it seem to describe it as like a toxic format, and they seem to be really angry about it, and it's understandable, man, when you've got Zoroark dominating everything.
We've seen heavy calls a few weeks ago. I'm sure we mentioned it on the podcast about DCE being banned. There was a lot of argument that people wanted to ban double colorless energy simply to nerf Zoroark. There's been calls for Skyfield to be banned. There's been calls for Propagation Execute to be banned. It's big and expanded, and it helps with Zoroark because you can basically trade for free. You propagate the Execute back into your hand and then trade it, and you literally just never have to worry about what you're discarding. You just keep going, and then you play things like Red Card to put your opponent down to 4 cards, and then you play Delinquent to discard 3 of those cards, and it's all because Zoroark can do all of this for you. It can get all of these cards into your hand. There's been just certain Zoroark engines that are just completely busted, and a whole load of Expanded players are just screaming for Zoroark to be banned. It's been a problem for a while in Expanded tournaments. If you go back and look at pretty much any Expanded tournaments, you see Zoroark, if not at the top, it's a lot of the top, say, day 2 decks. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a shame. It really is a shame to see. And I'm hoping something happens in the next couple of formats where we can see a bit more balance in a Zoroark. I know there was an Expanded Cup in Japan where Zoroark hardly featured in the top 16. I mean, I'm looking at it now. It was 3 decks of the top 16, and about 10 of them are Rayquaza.
Yeah.
So
Ray's going to make a surge when Team Up drops, I think.
It certainly will. And maybe that's why they're holding off on the banning of Zoroark, and being like, well, hold on, let's see how Ray deals with it. But Zoroark's so popular in America as it is. And I'm saying America because we don't have a huge expanded scene here. We don't have any expanded regionals in the UK anyway.
Nope.
It's all standard. So all of our events are standard. All of our cups and everything's standard. So there's no real reason for us to play expanded.
Yeah. I was going to ask Sven about that, because obviously as the kind of organiser on Thursdays, for a while, nominally every second Thursday was expanded. Like, how do you feel about expanded? Like, would you like people to play it more? Would you like to do expanded events, or are you like nobody in the store really likes it, so there's no point? Like, where do you come?
With expanded, it's definitely a topic that I would love to explore more on, but because I started getting into the game more as an organizer around about Primal Clash, I'm still learning all of these older cards, which people keep going on about that should be banned. And of course, I was around when Zorak came out, and I can see that it is becoming a problem. But with Expanded, there's a lot more to it in terms of just rules calls and stuff, which I need to make sure, like the egg propagation and stuff. But I don't really need to worry about that now, because no one really wants to play Expanded because they already see it as this toxic format. So thankfully, a lot of people who come to the store just want to play Standard. They want to play with their new cards. They don't want to play with their older cards. They come to the pre-releases. Oh, these are cool cards. I want to play with these. I don't want to play with this like
that's very true.
Like, so
I do feel as if our store is like built like the whole Pokemon scene in Settlers has been built very recently. In the past like 2-3 years ish, it's been building up. So I can definitely understand why that is, that we don't have a huge expanded scene, simply because when we all started playing, it was Black and White onwards. And as you say, Sven, you started like picking it up around about Primal Clash. I started collecting round about then as well, and then came into the store probably about a year later than that. So
like,
definitely, like, I just don't have the cards.
The only reason we had Expanded was kids would come into the store with all of these old cards, and we would tell them, these are old cards. You can't really play these in standard formats. So how about we just play with these cards just now, get you learning to play the game, and while you're learning, you're opening up new packs, and you're like, oh, these are really cool cards, and we would move away from Expanded into Standard. So it was a way to get younger and newer players in, but we find that now the new players that come in have cards from Sun and Moon onwards, and don't really have the older cards. I think the only old card that I've seen recently was someone came in with a full RN, and I was like, wow, okay. But apart from that, no, it's mostly just standard stuff I see in the shop now. So
fair enough.
Like any new players that come in, really, and there's been a few new players over the past couple of months and things like that. When they come in and they start to play for the first time, they are told, Sun, Moon, this is a standard shop. We don't play Expanded here, So it's sort of just like the ethos of the store from the players. Like, we don't want Expanded. Get pitchforks if someone comes in with a VS Seeker.
I can't tell if this has been like player defined or store defined.
Hopefully it's a happy marriage of both.
If it was a format people wanted to pick up, of course we would embrace that, and we would make tournaments for people who want to play Expanded. But just now there's no call for it. There's no outcry to play Expanded. I'm still learning all of the old cards. Like, I only just picked up my Propagate Execute a couple of months ago because of the Blastoise VS deck. So I'm still learning a lot of the old cards.
That Execute is busted, man.
It's so good. Imagine that thing was in Standard.
Yeah, it would be really, really cool.
Execute,
but yeah,
coming out. Just saying that.
Execute definitely.
Don't trade that one.
Oh, dearie me. So moving swiftly all the way from Expanded right up to the brand new sets, there is a new mini set coming out, which has just been announced in Japan. It's going to have 26 cards, which is really, really nice, and I think I'm definitely going to try and collect every card on this one. It's a Detective Pikachu mini set, and the art on the cards that we've seen looks absolutely phenomenal. We've got,
as does the film, by the way. Just saying.
There's another trailer actually that
it's
I've
got
not watched
Snubble
yet.
in it.
To watch that. Like a Snubble.
It's pretty cool.
Snubble is a good boy. I'll need to check that out the second. I only realised there was one today, and I was like, oh, I've not seen that. But yeah, so far we've been released, or we've been shown 3 of the cards from the set. We've got a Detective Pikachu, not horribly playable, as a lightning attack, or one lightning energy cost. Brilliant deduction. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck and put one of them into your hand. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. If this was an ability, it would be fantastic. It's not. It's an attack for 1 energy. 90 HP Pikachu. It is called Detective Pikachu, which is kind of annoying. So we can't evolve that into our nice Raichu cards, but Detective Pikachu all the same. Not overly playable. We won't go into that. The Charizard, 250 HP. Fire type, absolutely immense art, is definitely going to be extortionate to buy. But I think it's a promo. Am I right in saying that? So maybe
I think you're right, yeah.
We can definitely snag these as a promo and that'll be fine. But Rage and Destruction for 1 fire energy. Discard the top 8 cards of your deck. If any of them are fire energy, attach them to this Pokemon. Busted attack.
Guzzlord on steroids.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Steam Artillery for 200 damage. Very, very Kiawe-able at 5 energy cost. Jacob's dog's raging. Jacob's dog is choking for this Charizard.
No, Jacob's dog heard Kiawe and went nuts.
So 5 energy cost here. 5 energy cost here. 2 fire, 3 colorless. Steam Artillery, 200 damage. And then for the for the GX attack, same damage cost, same energy cost. That dog totally threw me off here. The same energy cost, 2 fire, 3 colorless. Dreadful Flames GX, 250 damage. Discard an energy from each of your opponent's Pokemon is a really, really nice attack. It's a shame it costs 5 energy, but it's a Charizard with big numbers. It's going to be expensive.
Expensive, not playable, most likely.
No, I don't think so.
Sorry, Gary. I know you don't want it, but it's not.
You could get the new Charizard, right? Use the ability on it over 2 turns to put 4 damage counters on it and 4 energies, right? Devolution spray it, then evolve it into Charizard GX, and you might have something there.
Why have you suggested this? Jacob's going to build that deck now.
It might be easier to Kiawe, to be fair. And the one that is mildly playable is Greninja GX with some really creepy art, with the ability Elusive Master. Once during your turn before your attack, if this is the last card in your hand, you may play it onto your bench. If you do, draw 3 cards. This is very reminiscent of like an Archie's Ace in the Hole, which is really, really cool to see this kind of embody like a mini version of that. And Mist Slash, this is the only reason I think this might not be so playable. It's not a great attack. 130 damage for 2 energy, 1 water, 1 colorless. This attack isn't affected by weakness, resistance, or any other effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. And then Dark Mist GX, put one of your opponent's bench Pokemon and all cards attached to it into your opponent's hand. GX attack isn't great. Main attack isn't amazing. I mean, the fact that it's a 2 energy cost on a Pokemon that's going to be just jumping into play could be bad. However, the only thing I can think of is that you could literally play this as your attacking engine, and then you're only worried about getting set up. So you only play 4 Greninja GX. You don't actually play any Frogadier or any Froakie. You Elusive Master all of these things into play, and then you're just attaching a couple of energy to get started into the game. So it could be reasonable.
I think it's pretty legit. I like it. You can Aqua Patch on, like
you could, yeah. That's like a good point, actually.
If you started, I don't know, let's say you started Tapu Koko just for argument's sake. You emptied your hand, you played that, you got your Aqua Patch, you attached your Aqua Patch, and then you switched on. You're hitting 130 in your first turn. And it's got 230 HP. I mean, that's pretty good.
It's a good point, actually. It's a very good point.
I think
so yeah, Greninja could be alright. Greninja could be alright, especially if you need a water energy attacker in something. This could be turned on by Rainbow Energy is an option. Counter Energy is probably more likely. Rainbow Energy counter gain. There's ways of making this card come out from nowhere, and if you ever need just a Pokemon to knock out a big GX Pokemon, something like a Charizard GX that we've just mentioned, for example, with a 250 HP. This is going to knock it. Oh, it's not going to knock it out because it's not affected by weakness.
It's not going to one-shot it. but
one-shot
it's,
it, but yeah.
it's kind of appeal as its speed, I think. The fact that you can have a stage 2 out on turn 1 of the game.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's interesting. It's certainly an interesting card. So, sorry for the interruption. We've got a new Slowbro card. Slowbro card. You can leave that in. That's fine.
That's done in the style of the Pokemon.
Slowbro. So yeah, we've got a new Slowbro, and it is it's great. It's absolutely fantastic.
It is great. I love it.
I want to ask something after I tell you this, but yeah. So, Yon puts your Pokemon. It's like, we're not interested in that. It's got the most awesome attack ever. Water double colorless. Brilliant wager. 100 times damage. Flip 3 coins. This attack does 100 damage for each head, so it can do up to 300 damage. But if all the coins are tails, you lose the game.
Okay.
What I did want to ask though, if you used Victini to reflip these coins, right?
Yes.
If you flipped once and all of them were tails, do you just lose the game or can you reflip?
Because of Victini's ability, I believe you would get to choose to negate that because Victini's abilities are a passive ability. So you would get to trigger that before the attack of Slowbro resolves. So you would then get to pick the ability to reflip all the coins.
Oh, so this is busted.
It's nuts good. I was hoping that would be the answer to that.
Yeah, that's something I was really wondering about.
Tails again, then you're done.
Yeah, but you're not going to do that.
You might.
Well, you're not, obviously.
The chances of hitting 6 tails in a row are really slim.
Yeah, you'd have to be super unlucky. No, this is very playable. Yeah. Moving swiftly on.
I'm going to be
too many holes in that.
Victini's Victory Star. Once during your turn, after you flip coins for an attack, you may ignore all the results of those coin flips and begin flipping again. So you would essentially kick in this ability before your attack resolves. So you would get to flip the coins again.
Okay.
Awesome.
Cool. Moving swiftly on, because it's not really that good.
It's awesome!
We've got a new Cortana, and the new Cortana is good. For 1 grass energy, it will do 10 plus damage, and if you have exactly 4 prize cards remaining, that does 120 more. So this is 130 for 1 grass energy on 1 turn of the game, because it's when you have exactly 4 prize cards remaining. This is very reminiscent of Buzzwole. Baby Buzzwole did fantastic, and I see Cortana doing maybe not just as well, but definitely very well. I can see it being a tech in Shrine decks for a grass type attacker. Excellent little Pokemon.
Yeah, Cortana
absolutely.
It's MVP for the next sealed pre-release because we also have Buzzwole was really good. Start the game with 4 prize cards. Just pack up and go home now.
Start the game.
That's
take
a really
130 attack to start the game with. I mean, it's 1 grass energy. You're going to hit that.
The thing about it though is it's got free retreat, which is awesome. Its downside though is it's 70 HP, so it can't really tank a hit like a baby Buzzwole can.
True.
So you need to pick and choose when you use it. I don't know if you could base a deck around it the way that Shrine decks were based around baby Buzzwole.
No, I don't think you could either. But if this swings into something like a Lycanroc,
oh yeah, it's awesome.
Takes 2 prizes. Even if you have to use Rainbow Energy to use the attack, just get knocked out the next turn. It doesn't matter. You took 2 prizes with this thing.
Absolutely. Or
you
put a choice band on it and KO a Wailord Magikarp.
Yes. Yeah, that would exist unless it has that mad Brawny Pads thing. But yeah, it's awesome. It's a really, really good attack. And then it's got False Swipe, Grass Double Colorless, Flip a Coin if heads put, damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon until its remaining HP is 10. That's not bad either when you consider you could poison it.
Yeah.
And something like expanding with Inhibit.
What's the next Koga card that's coming out?
Koga's Trap, I think it's called.
Yeah. Yes. Is it Koga's Hand Trap? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
yeah, that'll instantly poison and confuse your opponent. Hypnotoxic Laser and Expanded will put poison and flip a coin for sleep, so that's insta poison as well. You've got essentially a knockout on a coin flip. Like, yeah, it's 3 energy, but I mean that's something. That's pretty cool. I like it. And then I think this next one's quite exciting. I actually quite like the idea of this. So Hypno, it's got an attack that we don't really care about, but the ability Inviting Pendulum. Whenever your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out, you may flip a coin. If heads, you choose your opponent's new active Pokemon from their bench. That could be a lot of fun. That could be a lot of fun. It's something maybe evolved from a Ditto, or just to sit on your bench and troll your opponent with. That could be really, really nice. You can bring stuff active that your opponent isn't ready to promote, some big tag team GX that doesn't have enough energy on it or something like that, or maybe a non-evolving basic that they've not managed to evolve yet, dragging something like that in to buy yourself a turn, and then you Guzma the real target up. Like, this is nice.
It's a really cool ability.
I get it's on a coin flip, and that probably means it's not going to be very playable, but I can see this being teched into something. I'm definitely going to... How I feel right now, because it's 1 a.m. Yeah, definitely an interesting card. Yeah, we'll see. I think time will tell on that one. But one card that I don't think we need any time for, we know it's busted.
You're absolutely right. It's the brand new Butterfree.
The brand new Butterfree, that's exactly what I was going to say. Brand new Butterfree is a new Butterfree card. Now, they also released a card at the same time.
What was that?
And it's but Pheromosa Buzzwole.
Oh, that's jank, mate. Butterfree.
That's jank. Pheromosa Buzzwole has 260 HP. It is a tag team GX, and it is for all intensive purposes, it is a grass type Buzzwole on speed, man. It is absolutely insane. So Jet Punch is going to do 30 damage and does 30 damage to the bench, exact same as Buzzwole, but for a grass energy. It has Elegant Soul, which does 190 damage for a grass colorless cost. And during your next turn, Elegant Soul will only do 60 damage. So, yep, sounding a lot like Knuckle Impact. And then Beast Game GX. So it will only do 50 damage for a grass energy. If your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by this attack, take 1 extra prize card. If this Pokemon has at least 7 extra energy to it, in addition to its attack cost, take 3 extra prize cards instead of 1. Now, we spoke about this when it first came out, and we were talking about how absolutely hilarious this card is and how busted it's going to be. Beast Game GX is a very, very powerful attack. Even just the 50 damage, take 1 extra prize card is very, very good. What the hell was that?
Jacob's outrage at the suggestion you would only take 1 extra prize card with that attack.
No, I dropped something, but I don't know what it was.
I was going to say, no,
that wasn't from here.
Yeah.
No, it was something here. Fell. I got a fright there. I don't know what that was. Yeah, moving swiftly on. Yeah, 50 damage taking 1 extra prize card is really, really good. Like, 7 extra energy is a bit tough. But we were talking about using
I've got this.
Like, no.
I've got this. Right? You pop the electrode to give your opponent take 2 prizes. Turn on your B strings. B string to it.
4 times.
Yeah. Then no. It's,
okay.
Yeah, because electrode attaches energy.
Yeah, but you can't attach energy to GXs.
It's fair enough. So we B string to it 4 times. I forgot about that part. Right, so we B string to it 4 times, and then we attack the active Magikarp Wailord with a Kukui, a Choice Band, and something else to add 50 damage, and then we win. And that's how we do it.
Nah.
Sounds like a Magic Christmas Land type play.
I'm telling you,
Jacob, how are you doing it? So you attach for turn, Kiawe for 4 fire energy.
Yeah. So that's you now get 5.
That's you at 5. You need 8.
Right. Okay.
B string.
But keep in mind, you're only doing 50 damage, right? So
Yes,
we'll
I
jet
remember that.
punch. We'll attach for second turn, so we're now at 6 energy, and we'll jet punch. Right. Then next turn we'll attach another energy, so we're now at 7. We'll jet punch.
Right. We know where this is going.
We'll elegant soul if you wish. You don't have to, but we'll jet punch.
Oh, that's boring.
So-
You want to take all your prizes in one turn?
And then the next
So
turn
my
you
way of
attach
doing this-
again. You jet punch. No, you don't. You attach again, and then you beast game GX for the win in one turn. Take all 6 prizes.
So my way of doing this,
That's it.
right? What you're gonna do is you're gonna get a Venusaur from Shining Legends into play, and that's gonna double your grass energy cost. Okay. So now you only need 4 energy on it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna go down 2 prizes. You're gonna beast string to it 2 times rather than 4.
No,
And
that's
then-
boring.
And then just beast game GX for game. Easy.
How are you getting enough damage to knock something out?
Ha ha ha.
Well, you set up the knockout. Do you know what I mean? Like
Aye, of course.
Elegant Soul is going to do 190 damage for you. Like that. That's how you take the first 2 prizes. Nice and easy, right? You take out something like a Lele, boom, dead. Handle it, and then all you're trying to knock out after that is like an evolving basic.
Yeah.
So you jet punch at turn 1 of the game. Something like even something like a Marshadow. You know what I mean? Like you jet punch the Marshadow. It's now got 40 HP. You Elegant Soul a GX. You've now got 4 prizes left. You beast string to this thing if you need to, or you beast string to a fresh one, and then suddenly you're doing 50 damage to a Marshadow and taking 4 prizes.
Yeah.
It's busted, man.
It's,
Would you pair this
I mean-
up with a Decidueye to do its Feather Arrow to get damage out there fast
You
enough?
could
or-
you could if
do
if,
that.
if you were going to go along the lines of Beast Games getting me 1 extra prize, then definitely Decidueye would work, because you could jet punch to spread damage and Decidueye to spread damage, and then Elegant Soul later on in the game whenever you need to, and then Beast Games just going to just take that extra prize for you like whenever you want it. But there is one more piece to this puzzle that got released on the same day, and it is if you have exactly 6 prize cards remaining and your opponent's, it's a tool card, sorry, called Beast Bringer. If you have exactly 6 prize cards remaining and your opponent's GX or EX is knocked out by damage from the attack of an Ultra Beast this card is attached to, take an extra prize card. So really speeding up the prize game here. And I mean, so you could essentially take 3 prizes off the first knockout of the game, and then Christ, after that, like you might as well just Elegant Soul for 2 and then Jet Punch for another one. Like that is really, really powerful card.
It's insane.
It has lots of toys, and it's going to be a bit busted.
And
if we still have the Lurantis when this comes out, I think it will be rotated. The promo Lurantis that adds 20 to grass types, that's an option for it.
well, this is May's set, right?
This is. Oh yeah, this will be May's
So we
set.
should have it for a wee
Yeah,
while.
so that will
at
still
least.
be.
But
that will still be out.
I mean, like all the kind of joking aside about like electrodes and stuff like that, you're 100% right. This card is insane. It's essentially, as you said, a 260 HP Buzzwole, and think how great Buzzwole was. Like the only thing that detracts from this ever so slightly is the fire weakness. So Blacephalon runs through, but even that's not enough. I mean, if it was fighting type, then Psychic Pokemon would run through it as well. So fire's a better weakness to have than Psychic, because there's only really one viable fire deck.
Blacephalon might run through it, but if you can attach a Beast Bringer to it and then take a knockout with like this turn 1, you knock out a Blacephalon and get 3 prizes.
Mm-hmm.
An Elegant Soul knocks out a Blacephalon.
Yeah.
So like there's that. You can pair it with something like Shining Genesect, and then suddenly you're using Beast String to accelerate energy onto the board, and Shining Genesect does damage. It brings all the energy to it, so you can Beast String to the Buzzwole Pheromosa, take the energy off of it with the Shining Genesect, and suddenly Shining Genesect has like a real fast way to get grass energies onto the field.
Absolutely.
And will become a viable attacker once again, now that it's got You know, it's got the Venusaur. It's got this. This is a really nice deck.
And this thing also has access to Life Forest Prism, so it's got
it does.
Inbuilt healing.
Yeah, and even if you want to go as far as to say it's got Gardenia as well.
Yeah,
which will heal. So you could essentially heal like 140 damage from it a turn with your supporter on a stadium.
And if you're playing Icon Rocks or things like Greninja GXs, and this thing's running about, man, it's just gonna destroy.
Be scared.
Surely this has got to be one of the top tier decks when it comes out, especially with that Beastbringer. Even without the GX attack, it's still great.
Yeah,
but like all that stuff just put up.
I definitely think that this has got to be the strongest tag team GX we've seen so far.
I think I would agree with that. I mean, Pikachu Zekrom is great, but it's not as fast as this.
I feel as if Pikachu Zekrom is the best of a kind of starting bunch. I feel as if we're going to get quite a lot more tag team GXs. Maybe not. Maybe this is one of these things that they do it for a little while and then they just don't. But I mean, Lucario Melmetal was good. It's not as good as this. The Charizard Reshiram could be good. We've not seen that yet. And I can't think of any other ones. The Greninja Darkrai wasn't as good as this. Greninja Zoroark. Gardevoir Sylveon isn't as good as this. I don't know, man. It's tough. We're going to get a Mewtwo Mew one as well, I think, and you never know. It might be busted, but this is a really good card.
Only thing I'll say is that I really hope this is a tin promo, because if it's not, it's going to be really expensive to get.
Yeah, hopefully the tin promos scrape us out there once more. But that's all I have for this week, guys. It's been a pretty busy one, actually.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
And we didn't even mention the team up theme decks, which one of them has 2 Charizards in it, guys. 2 Charizards, and it also has 2 Nidoqueen in it.
I only need one.
You can give me the other one, it's fine. But so plenty to get our teeth into, and it's been a good week. It's been a good week for news. The pre-releases is always fun, and yeah, time to get started on next week's stuff. I'm currently working on a cube. That's my new pet project, and it is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. So, if any of you guys, it is a kind of everything.
Ooh,
so
very nice.
Unlimited, and I'm going to be doing. I'm aiming for a kind of 6-player cube, because I reckon it will probably be more kind of 4 to 6 players in it. And I watched about an hour-long video today. I've Googled some stuff. I've searched some stuff. And it really is kind of boiling down to what stuff do I actually have? And I'm surprised I actually have. Because it's not just like, oh yeah, like, you know, I've got lots of Rapidash cards. Because that's not really that interesting as a Rapidash card that did well at a pre-release one time. What we want is decent cards to build a 60 card deck from. Do you know what I mean? Nobody wants to be running about with a 60 damage in Rapidash. They want to do something actually like pretty aggressive in their turn. Do you know what I mean? So finding Pokemon with interesting abilities, interesting evolution lines, stuff like Magnezone is actually a lot more busted than I thought it was. There's a lot of really busted Magnezones, and I might see about getting some Magnezones in there. Like Blastoise is always good. I've got a lot of different Gyarados that are all really good. Like, it's really interesting going back and being like, here, that could be amazing if I just stick this in. Like, yeah. So I'm looking back through all my old stuff, and I think it's going to be a kind of more expanded cards than anything else, because I don't really want to use my standard stuff, and then it's kind of trapped in a cube, and then I need to go and find it, and I don't want to put any standard stuff in it really. So a lot of it will be expanded, and then maybe some kind of further than expanded cards, but we'll see.
If you're needing cards, give us a wee shout. We can have a look through our stuff.
definitely, man. I'll let you know.
Sounds like a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
It should be good.
So
it
on
should
the,
be really
the sort
good.
of pet projects similar to yourself, I've been trying to source old cards. Like I mentioned earlier, I've been reading up on a lot of older cards and the interactions between them. I'm trying to build two. I think the format's called U150, Unlimited 150, where you've got a deck of 100 cards, singleton format. So if you want to have a Charizard, you have to have 4 unique Charizard
4
cards.
different kinds. Yeah.
Sounds very similar to what you're trying to do with your cube. So I'll be interested to catch up with you on that.
I'd like to. I would like to do the singleton thing.
It's a tough topic because again, if you're going unlimited, you need to look into a lot of the cards and interactions and stuff.
Yeah,
and of course,
I'd like.
There's a lot of information going about the unlimited 150, but again, if it's just something that you're building for yourself, you can impose your own rules. So there's no
definitely
there's no set.
I've already thought of a couple of things to do. Like I'm guessing it's going to be called something like the Donk cube. So I'm thinking you can attack on turn 1. Could be quite interesting. I could put in some cards to deal with that. There's also the aspect of adding a few custom cards to it that I would make more of a kind of more influence, like maybe the draft than anything else. One card I've seen is I think it was Omnipoke. He called it one man's trash, and basically whatever cards were left over at the end, you could search through that and take like replacing it with the one man's trash card, so you can like influence the kind of draft in that way. I thought there's a lot of kind of cool stuff you could do with that. So my brain's been racking, but I don't know what I'm actually going to do. But yeah, very, very interesting. I would love to do the singleton format in this cube, but I don't think I have enough cards to do that, because you're essentially looking at needing like 5 or 6 different versions of the card, because you need to be able to draft it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I'm looking at like
cube, you would need
finding 5 Blastoise and 5 Charizards and stuff like that. So yeah. Have I cut out again?
No.
I can hear you.
I thought I cut out there, like it just went quiet. But yeah, super interesting. I'll catch up with you guys and let you know kind of what I'm thinking and see where I'm at. But anyway, we'll leave it there, and I'll see you all next week.
Yeah,
bye guys.
It was good chatting. Take care.
Thank you for inviting me to.
Yeah, thanks for coming again, Sven, and hopefully it won't be your last.